set it off. Go to Vegas, bet it all. Put it on the Bucs win, whoever they gon' play gon' fall. Don't say I ain't told y'all. Loose cannons gon' fold y'all. Yeah, the Heat be 9-3, but it gets real cold in the fall. That's when the season start. Bucs come in 40 hard. Win after win, ripping the division apart. Panthers, they pussycats. Falcons got bird flu. Take the Ravens and Dolphins and open up a zoo. Cause one thing's for sure, better than the Bucs, they show lane. And every day in Tampa Bay, we say fuck the Saints. We in Tampa Bay, baby. 813 going crazy. Tampa, boy. This Bucs podcast be the greatest. Loose cannons blasting on them haters. And we in Tampa Bay, baby. Tell them where you from. 813 going crazy. Yeah. This Bucs podcast be the greatest. Loose cannons blasting on them haters. Now.
What is up, Bucs Nation? It is March 17th, St. Patty's Day, 2025. You're watching the Loose Cannons podcast. I'm your boy, the Samurai Ali, hanging out with my Slim Jim smoking, very pale, transparent, tracing paper, kind of my white brother, Stank Bastard, who's also an intern, by the way. He's the king of the interns. And of course, in his closet, as always, is intern Izzy. Intern Izzy, you're not on camera, but go ahead and say hi.
What's going on, Bucs Nation?
All right, that was weak. I just said hi, not a whole.
Make sure the music is not attached to every time he pops up.
I know.
It was like that the other day.
I had to do it that way. No, listen, check it out. Before we go ahead with our second Bucs 7-round mock draft, I want to kindly remind you guys to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you're new on your way out, because you're going to absolutely love this channel. You're going to be like, God damn, that was an amazing show. What an amazing production. What an amazing program. I'm going to have to go ahead and hit that sub button and leave us a comment on how badly or how great we're going to do tonight on this mock draft. We do not have Dr. Plus from Bucs. What's it
Real
called?
Bucs Talk.
Real Bucs Talk. Sorry. Wow. Real Bucs Talk tonight. But you know what? Stanker and myself, and we have our intern, front office intern, and we're going to basically have him roll dice if we can't figure out what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and jump right into this thing. Stank, you ready for round 2 of the mock draft following free agency? We've got Hassan Reddick now. Got some pieces kind of figured out, right? So now we can go into this mock draft a little bit more direction, a little bit more guidance, maybe a little bit more, maybe some more balls.
I'm ready. You know what? We don't need to go through all the shenanigans. You already should know. Like and subscribe. Pull your dick out, hit the button, pull your titty out, and press the button. Or, whatever you got to do to press the button to follow this illustrious podcast. Nothing I like more than mock drafting, Sammer. So let's get to it. Fucking mosquitoes in my office right now.
Because you're eating Slim Jims and you're trying to light them up with a fucking lighter.
They're not Slim Jims, and they're not gas station cigars. These are
they look like Slim Jims.
These are Ybor City hand-rolled cigars.
I know a beef stick when I see one. All right, that's a beef stick right there. That's a beef stick.
If and when me and you do drop our cigar brand, it's going to be beef sticks, right? Meat sticks.
Meat sticks.
Has to be meat sticks, man. I feel like that would
stank into a meat stick.
All right, Stanker. We don't need to go after a Trey Hendrickson pre-draft here. We don't need to send any pieces out. So I think we're just ready to go ahead and start this draft. We're going to slow down this speed a little bit so we can watch things unroll here. Let's go. Let's fucking do this, all right? Jason Light is watching the show tonight, folks. He's taking notes, okay? He knows that if he's going to do well in April, he's going to have to follow the guidance of one Stank Bastard and, of course, yours truly, Samurai Ali, okay? Let's go ahead and enter this draft, Stanker. All right.
Oh, fuck. I'm excited. I can't wait. Woo.
Oof, man.
Another one.
I've got that pre-sex goosebumps sweat. You know what I'm talking about? When you're about to have just like, you could feel it in the air. That's going to be one of those phenomenal nights that no one's going to forget about for at least 2 days. It feels like that.
Kind of like when you're sweating and you feel really shameful about everything and you just, you just don't know what to do with yourself. Is that what you're talking about?
No, that's something completely different. That's something you experience when you go into those, Korean cold tub places that you like to go to.
Don't knock a Korean cold tub.
Whoa.
Don't knock a good Korean cold tub.
Yeah, you got a guy that's like 4'5" running on your back while you're in a tub of ice. Doesn't feel great. Doesn't seem like it would feel great. Let's go ahead and start this fucking draft. All right, at the top of the draft, the Titans go with Cam Ward. Great pick, by the way. I think that's the dude. Abdul Carter gone.
Damn.
Travis Hunter gone. I'm just narrating what everybody can see. Will Campbell gone. That's weird. I wouldn't think that would happen. And the Jaguars take a running back at 5, of course. Fucking Liam Cohen. All right, let's get to this pick. Listen, I've done a couple of mocks over the last few days, and after they've updated their site after free agency and whatnot, and we never get Jahad Campbell anywhere past the top 10. And the Seahawks have sniped that defensive end that I really like, that edge rusher from Boston College. So hopefully that doesn't happen tonight. But maybe if it does, it gives us a little different perspective.
I mean, we went from seeing Jihad like dropping out of the first round to him going in the top 10 on most mock drafts now. So who knows?
It's the talent in the draft that's doing that. So the kid is gone. Okay. Jalen Walker's gone. By the way, his name is Donovan Izirauko. I can't say his name. You're not tuning in this podcast because you guys think we can say anything correctly, right? Stank. Also,
Exactly.
just so you know, there was a comment on the last mock draft we did that your cigar smoking made this individual turn off the program because it was so unprofessional. Of all the things that happen on this show, the cigar smoke was what he deemed to be, that is it. That is the final straw. I cannot tune into this show any longer. Cannot have it. That was it.
I get it. Just like, most people who tune in this podcast, MK, Jonas, Stansfield, Kenny Loggins, Bry, all the regulars, Sean Ray, everybody turns in for our professionalism.
Yeah.
That's what we're known for here in the streets. It's just a good professionally produced show. That's about it.
We both have "Fuck the Saints" tattooed on our left ass cheeks, and professionalism is definitely what we're screaming. All right, Stank. This is a little conundrum that I've been posed over the last couple of days every time I do a mock. Everybody that we usually go for is gone, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a big fan of James Pierce Jr. I think he's a little light in the ass. I don't like guys who are light in the ass. If I'm having a guy rush the passer, I want to be heavy in the ass, right, Stanky? You want a little heaviness down there in the crotch area.
Yeah.
Down there in the ass area, especially the crotch area. So Malachi Starks, safety out of Georgia. Todd Bowles knows everything he could possibly know about this guy. Comes in, I think would be day one starter right there, playmaker, tackling machine, just a difference maker back there, right next to Antoine Whitfield Jr. Allows Antoine and Malachi and Tyke to all be very multiple if you go with this pick. But it's a safety. And there are other safeties in this draft, like the kid from Alabama. You could be had at, the third round, maybe, fourth round even in some cases. So curious where your thoughts are on this thing, because I like the kid, but I always like to go fat, heavy, trench guy in the first round most of the time. But he's that good that it's making me think about it.
Well, Josh Q tweeted out something I initially took as extreme disrespect a couple weeks ago, and that's taken more time for me to marinate on it. What he said was he thinks that we're preparing to move on from Vita Vea, not this year, but in the coming years, and that don't rule out interior defensive linemen being something the Bucs might be looking at. So I don't know a whole lot about old Derek Harmon there, but I see him as the top ranked interior guy. You got Darius Alexander is there as well. Those two guys are options I probably wouldn't have considered had we not added Hassan, Hassan. So we can talk about that, but there's a name that pops out for me right away. I was like, oof. And that's Will Johnson. I know he's not the prototype. I know he's not the big, lanky, long-armed type guy. What are you? 6'2"?
I mean, he's 6'2", so
yeah,
I'm not sure what you're reading.
For some reason, I thought.
Look, hey, hold on. You say he's not the long, lanky type. Listen, Johnson is a long, lean cornerback with elite foot quickness.
I wasn't familiar with your length. I'm sorry.
First of all, look, last name Johnson, and he's got long and he's lean. I mean, if that was ever a hand-picked loose cannons, I believe that would be it. But I'm not a fan of cornerbacks in the first round, Stank. I think it takes them 2 to 3 years to get set up. They're not impact day one type guys. That's why I like trench guys and linebackers even a little bit more than that. Not this high, obviously, but I wouldn't hate going for that Harmon kid, but I really like Alexander out of Toledo. Stank guy's a fucking beast.
Yeah,
and he does everything.
we may be able to drop back a few slots and still get some of these interior guys, which is not off the table. Go back to that Long Johnson. All right. I mean,
good old Willie Johnson. Willie Johnson's got length and he's lean. I mean,
just the other day, I tweeted out one of our favorite Johnsons, right? Making the most incredible catch that eventually helped us catapult us to the Super Bowl. Just a catch that's worthy of a mountain to be carved into some type of stone. And it's been a while since we've had that type of Johnson. Maybe why we just can't get over the hump, because when you're not bringing the Johnson in the slot or on the outside, or you just don't have the Johnson to deliver, teams can take advantage of you. And that's what's been happening here lately. We just don't have what we need. A big, young, tall, lengthy Johnson might be exactly what
I mean here. If I'm being honest, there were times in that secondary last year where we were missing a big Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
You needed a big Johnson in that room. When Antoine Winfield went down and then Jordan Whitehead went down, they were playing pretty Johnson-less. And they needed something to put baby oil on. I mean, they've got gallons of that stuff. And when you're running out of Johnson length to apply baby oil, I mean, you're kind of operating with an arm, or baby arm time behind your back at that point, right? So, Plus in the chat is saying that this kid is day one impact. I'm sorry, but I've only seen maybe 3 corners who are day one impact as rookies. So I'm going to say maybe he looks that way. I do like his last name. Okay. So
I haven't seen Loose Cannon's Vixen this excited. Approve with 3 exclamation points. She's obviously a fan. Johnson. She's obviously a fan of Johnson. Bryce said, whenever you can deliver good Johnson, you got to do it, And I mean, how can you argue with that sentiment? Jonas said, diss someone, say baby oil. Nobody has to say baby oil on this podcast. We're sponsored by oil. We wouldn't be here without it. Who do you think pays for all this?
That's true. That's right? Very true. So I just dropped a poll in the chat. Okay. We're going to let you guys help us figure this out. Should we draft a Long Johnson? Yes or no? Mm-hmm. It's fluctuating right now. It's going up and down. 86%. Yeah. 88%. Yes. Plus says he won't be available at 19, likely goes before. Okay.
Yeah, you know what, Plus? He is now. All right.
He is in this very realistic mock draft that we're going through right now. So let's check out these trade offers, all right? We got 4 trade offers. We got the Chargers want us to move down 3 spots to 22. We can move down to 40 from the New Orleans Saints. That's out of the question. Not doing that. Nice try, guys. Nice try.
Saints. Never going to happen.
Yeah, nice try. Arizona Cardinals want us to drop all the way down to 47, and the Seahawks want us to go down to 50. All right. So let's entertain this 22. All right. Let's see if we can move down. See what you get. All right. For 19 and 22. And I think, they've got some other picks to play with. That's why they're making these offers, right? I think we should ask for 86. All right. And I think we should ask for 125.
People are getting a little salty in the chat right now, which I don't appreciate, saying, oh, he won't be there at 19. He's never there at 19. You know what? Write a letter to Trevor Sikkema. He's responsible for this. He's the one who does all the button pushing and ranking. And so for him to be there at 19 and you don't feel like that's realistic, it's his fault, not mine. So go online or write him a letter. I actually have his address. Samara will drop it in the comments at the end of the show. And you just pen himself an angry letter.
Here's my thing.
So Plus right now said Johnson is the pick in this scenario. Light will be laughing at teams if this happens.
Is he better than Malachi Stark?
I remember
Could you not still get a corner? Could you still not get a corner in 2nd/3rd/4th round with the kid out of Kansas? You got the kid out of what is it? The pirate kid that we liked. Can't remember his name. Sorry,
the Eastern Carolina Pirate.
Eastern Carolina. Thank you. So I feel like you could still get a corner that's going to come in and do this. But Malachi Starks is a safety. I think that's a guy they could play with. And of course, it's Georgia connection with Todd Bowles. Todd Bowles' propensity to use these guys in such a way that they're all chess pieces. The just the versatility he would bring. I think I'm leaning that way, Stink. Yeah, I really don't want to trade down.
Listen, man, you got a kid. He's got everything you're looking for right now at a position. Ultimately, we're not moving on from Dean, but I think they would eventually like to. Johnson's got ball skills, which Jason's, all about, right? And so this kid is the obvious choice here in this. But if you want to play the outside scenario, let's say realistically he's not there. Go back to the list real quick. Go to the list. I think we all agree we'd probably settle for Johnson here. But if let's say he's not on the board, who's the choice in your mind?
Malachi Starks.
So I'm not.
Is Rebel still available?
I'm not a draft a safety guy here. I'm just not.
I'm not either, Stank. I'm not usually that guy either, but that's all that's really, of the players that are there, he's such a piece. And I don't think he would slide that low, but you never know how, runs go with edge guys and things like that. But I'm not huge on Nick Scourton, maybe. I do like Princely, but it's too high to take him here, in my opinion. So,
there was another name at a position we haven't talked about, which I really, really, really like this guy. That's Luther Burden III. Nobody's projecting us to pick a receiver in the first round, and for good reason. But Mike Evans could be in his last year or two. Just don't know ultimately. And a guy like that, just put on the tape. He is worthy of a first round pick. I think it would shock a lot of people, and I've seen him projected in the top 10 quite often. He's a fantastic receiver, and yes, it would be adding weapons to our strength versus our weakness, which we obviously need defensive help tremendously in linebacker and corner and in backups pretty much at every level. But best player available, if they feel like they filled the holes. Didn't we draft that tablet kid? What's his name? Not draft, free agent. We signed that tablet guy. What's his name? At corner? Anyone?
Oh, Kendall Veldor.
Kendall, the tablet.
Kendall Veldor.
We signed the tablet. He gives us some flexibility. Is Hall still a part of the potential rotation here? Or did we?
I don't know.
Was he a 1 year
He's
deal?
He's come back from a crazy injury. I think that's going to be a move that they make probably closer to camp. Kind of let him play it all out before they kind of dive in or don't dive in. It'd probably be a 1 year deal again. And you don't know what he's going to come back from, so you're going to have to. It'll be something that I think they make that decision before camp. So, listen, in my opinion, I agree with Pless. It's either Starks or you trade down here.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't pass up a guy like Starks. I just think he's such a piece, and he's so damn good. And obviously the connection to Todd Bowles with the Georgia connection, he fits what Todd likes to do. It automatically upgrades, that entire back end of the field in terms of the secondary, and it allows Antoine to be more, which is crazy, even more free to do things and be more of a ball hawk. And of course, Malachi himself is a ball hawk. So that's the pick for me, Stank. Everybody wants Johnson, obviously, long, lean. Who doesn't like a Johnson that isn't afraid to get its head dirty, I
mean, Johnson's the pick here, whether you like it or not. If this is the scenario that we go with, I don't think there's any way we pass on a guy like that. So I also, that Todd Bowles has an affinity for Georgia defensive backs. He's close to the program. He knows these guys probably better than most coaches out there, especially most head coaches. So I wouldn't be mad at the pick. People are just assuming that can we just talk about the disrespect of Chris Izzian real quick? I mean,
I don't agree with you. He's not that great.
I don't listen. I like the guy. I like the kid. I really do. Ultimately, he's been moved around a lot, shuffled around a lot. Hasn't really had an opportunity to settle in at nickel. So, I get why we're playing a little bit of musical chairs. I still think outside is the major weakness. But adding good talent to that secondary isn't going to hurt, especially at safety. Gives you a little bit more flexibility.
So here's what they do still have Jamel Dean. So in this scenario, Jamel Dean is technically penciled in as a starter, right? And they're going to make him earn his keep. So that's either going to make him kind of play back up to what he should be able to play in terms of the contract, or it'll give Will Johnson a chance to compete and actually win the job out. I think at some point, if Will Johnson is the pick, Will Johnson becomes a starter if he's as talented as everyone's saying.
You hope so.
Yeah. So I don't feel like it would be a pick where we're grabbing a guy and forcing him on the field per se. So just like when we grabbed Antoine, obviously we didn't think he was going to be the starter when we picked him back then. He wasn't a first round pick as well, but if everyone's saying this Will Johnson kid is a thing, and I've never been a believer of the corner being the first round guy, I feel like you need somebody that's more impactful in terms of the edge and in the trenches. But those guys aren't there right now. So
Yep.
I'm
Will
gonna let
Johnson.
you make. I think Will Johnson. We'll just go with it for it
Will
makes
Johnson's
sense.
the pick. Based
He
on
slid
how
down
this
here.
fell, Will Johnson's the pick.
And we have this set to slow speed, so we might be able to jump back up and maybe steal an edge rusher. We don't know yet. We're gonna find out how this goes. So we're gonna go with Will Johnson for the first pick. Can't believe I'm doing that. Two Michigan boys
Run
going
the
back to
card
back.
up there. Run the card up.
Izzy, get up there. Come on. There goes that wide receiver out of Ohio State that I really
Will
like.
Johnson
And
picked
Mika.
off Penix 5 times.
There goes
Or,
Luther.
picked off
Also,
Penix.
I would have loved to draft a guy with the first name Luther. All right. Vikings get Malachi Starks.
Damn.
That's a player, dude.
They always draft the safety that we may have drafted. You noticed?
Yeah.
That happened the last time y'all had the mock draft.
Scene or whatever's in.
So now we
Okay.
don't have to necessarily reach for a corner in the next couple of rounds if we wanted to double dip in that jar per se. And maybe Princely's still there, man. You never know. We're going pretty slow on purpose, guys. Just trying to see how these all kind of play out a little bit here.
Shadur falls to the second round. It's probably right. Back-to-back quarterbacks. Jackson Dart and Shadur go.
Let's
Yeah, it's
see.
roll up a-
Retro.
Scroll up a little bit, Sam.
To see who was going down.
There you go. Yeah, leave it right in there in the middle.
A lot of people like the Will Johnson choice.
Yeah.
A lot of people are agreeing with that choice.
We let the chat decide. I think they're at like 88% yes for Long Lean Johnson.
86%, yeah.
Listen, you guys are all watching. I see we're a pretty heavy male audience. Let your significant others, if they're female, know or whatever, that we're a very Johnson friendly podcast. Okay, we just let the crowd watching the show choose a Johnson. That never happens. Rarely happens.
So
There goes Siobhan. Gone to the Dolphins. Oof, that hurts.
He was there in the third or fourth round. We did the mock with plus, right? Ravel?
mhm.
All right, this is where it gets really funky, okay, because we didn't take an edge, right? But we got Demetrius Knight Jr., who I think fits in right away as the linebacker, okay? Then you got the guy that I believe he's still here, Chris Paul Jr., okay? Yeah, his dad plays basketball.
CP0.
I like this Braden Swinson kid. I've been watching stuff on him the last couple of weeks. Looks like a dude. Might be a steal of an edge. At 43 hurries, I believe it's like a first-year starter as full-time starter at LSU. I mean, he's a 3-4 edge guy. It feels like he fits. That answers the need there, Stank. But Demetrius Knight Jr. is there at linebacker. You still got Chris Paul Jr. I believe Princely is definitely gone at this point. Yeah, he's definitely gone. So I don't know.
Just humor me. I know you have it sorted by edge and linebacker. Let's see what else is out there as far as some of the other positions, just to see who else. Let's see the best player available first.
I mean, I believe it's Demetrius Knight Jr. So
Yeah, he's the best. He's BPA.
Braden's right there underneath that, not that far down.
Jamar Turner, interior guy. Click on him real quick. Let's look at his measurables.
I don't know, man. Not a big fan.
Mm,
Not a big fan.
Plus, you want to give us your scouting report on Jamar Turner while we read into what the PFF says about him.
It's his length, man. His length is a little. I don't know.
Well, interior guys don't necessarily have to have the length. You know, it's not like Vita's got length, and he's been criticized for his arm length, hand usage, and whatnot. But still, you want some guy with girth. I think girth being probably a little bit more important than length when you're on the inside. I mean, we just went with Johnson for length.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have the opportunity to go with Shamar, which is a girthy name if you put it in your head, right? It feels
Very
like it would fill up a hole,
Shamar.
fill up a gap or two.
Just got Shamarred. Just Shamarred in half. Okay.
Could be a
Shamarred in half.
2-3 gap guy if you're wide enough, you know. So
My thing.
keep that in consideration.
Somebody mentioned it in the chat too. The only thing about Demetrius is I believe he's 25 years old.
yeah, 25-year-old
In
rookie.
a couple of conversations I've had with Light, when I throw names out there, Jason usually says, "Yeah, I don't know about their age." They are conscious of older guys, drafting older dudes. I think you can get a couple more contracts out of the younger guys. Obviously, younger probably going to be able to bounce back quicker from injuries and things of that nature. I like Chris Paul Jr. since since Pless brought him up in that one show, and then we talked about him again in the mock draft. And I mean, that would be my linebacker of choice. I don't know if I would take him at this spot as opposed to moving down, maybe gaining another pick. I'm not sure.
The thing is, though, like if you were to pass on Chris Paul, like what are the odds that he makes it to the 3rd round? That's the thing. Like if you have Chris Paul available at the moment, and you know from what we've seen, from what you've seen and whatnot, that he could possibly solve.
Say you move down 7 spots or 5 spots. That's what I was talking about, Izzy.
Right.
But the other thing too is we didn't get an edge rusher. If we move down 100%, we're not getting an edge rusher. I feel like you need to get that now. I think there's other linebackers that we could possibly get much later in the draft who we've talked about a couple of times on here. So I don't want to really force the linebacker pick necessarily. I think we need to get an edge guy of the future. I like Swinson. What do you guys think?
Can we look at Swinson's measurables real quick?
No, I asked Stank.
Is Demetrius Knight Jr. an off the ball or a 4-3 edge?
No, he's a linebacker, like coverage
I know.
linebacker.
He's a coverage linebacker, off the ball linebacker.
Yeah. Sound tackling.
Oh, but he's the 25-year-old, and that's why people are hesitant because he may not have a lot of tread on his tires.
He's very good in coverage, though, Stank. Like very, very good in coverage.
Yep, which has been a weak point.
Yeah,
outside of old 54 there for a while now. 25 isn't that old.
I mean, what are we doing here?
SEC kid, but you like Braden Swinson gives you some rush ability, is what you're saying?
Yeah, it's an edge rusher, and you can rotate. You'll be able to kind of pair him up, obviously, with Hassan Reddick, with Yaya Diaby. Got the outside linebackers coach coming back that can do things properly with these guys. You got the corner in the 1st round. I feel like you got to go trenches here. I know linebacker is a massive need, but
it's a massive need.
And I still think there's other guys you can go with. If we don't take an edge here, we're pretty much not going to get anybody that's going to make a difference.
We drafted Braswell last year. How much is this 2nd round pick going to see the field?
I think he would outplay Braswell possibly.
You don't know that.
I'm just saying, if we don't get one here, we're not getting one because there's not many left that are worth a damn.
But that was why you drafted Hassan, or why you added Hassan. So we were in the position where we didn't have to, and hopefully Hassan plays.
But you need a guy
well above, and he could still be here for the foreseeable future. And you may develop Braswell, and Yaya may take a step. I think if you're trying to add the best player at a position of need, it's Demetrius Knight Jr. or potentially Shamar Turner. But if he's just more of a run stuffing guy, I'm going with the linebacker. I'm going with Demetrius Knight Jr. If my pick, but this is, other people have a say here. This isn't just you and I. Right now, I think resoundingly, everybody's confused. I just see every name right now. Nobody has one.
So let's sift it. Let's do edge and linebacker. Okay, we'll agree that those are the 2 needs you really need to focus on this pick, right?
Steven Stansfield, for God's sakes. Carl Swissinger. Okay, he really wants that guy. Click on him real quick. Linebacker from UCLA.
I mean, I think Plus likes this guy too. He's light for an NFL linebacker, elite processing speed, intelligence. Give him his starter impactability as a micro real linebacker for 4-3 defense. But guess what, guys? We don't play 4-3 defense.
So Plus is saying Swiss
doesn't matter too much if we're being honest.
You know who else had similar criticisms? 225 is pretty light though, and that's old gray haired, scarred up, the lion, the king of the defense right now. That's Levante David. He was also too small. And just look at the career he's had so far. Again, I got to kind of go with the ranking system here because I'm pretending I know a lot about these guys when I really don't. I'm going with the Knight.
So Plus is saying either Schlesinger or Paul Jr. would be the home run take.
Yeah.
I
would take Chris Paul. I'd go Paul Jr.
Okay. So it's 1 Knight, 1 Paul. Sammer, you can make a decision here. If you go with Paul, then that's pretty much choice. If you don't, it's a stalemate. And then we go with whoever the chat wants us to go with. What do you think about that?
I'm trying to think if I could remember if the Bucs met with Chris Paul Jr. at the Combine.
I think they did.
Pless or anybody in the chat who does remember this, did the Bucs meet with Chris Paul Jr. officially at the Combine?
They did.
They did. Okay, so we have a pick at 84 as well. Jeffrey Bassa, who I really like out of Oregon, is going to be there at 84. So I'm
Sam,
not.
Run a poll with the top 4 names. Let's see who people vote for here. I agree. Steven, once again.
I think we have to end the other poll. The other poll is over. Let's start another one. 16% said no to a long lean Johnson. Unbelievable, by the way.
How dare you?
Should Bucs go? What's the kid's name? Knight Jr.
Yep. Swinson is the name I'm seeing a ton of. Chris Paul. And Swershinger.
What was the first one? I wasn't paying attention. I had to retype things.
Chris Paul, CP3.
Yeah, Swinson.
CP1, whatever he is.
Swinson.
Chris Paul.
CP4.
Demetrius Knight.
Got it.
And Carson Swissinger. I don't really like his name.
I don't like his name either. I don't like his name. It reminds me of
a sewing
machine name.
Reminds me of a sewing machine. And I don't really want that unless he sews motherfuckers up in the backfield. All right, here we go. This is your opportunity, guys. You make the decision here. You know, Sammer normally doesn't allow the people.
But I can't
whatsoever.
I want Chris Paul Jr. I don't want Chris Paul Jr. at this spot. We don't have any trade options. So it's not like we can get picky. So I like Bassa out of Oregon as a pick at 84. So that's a linebacker I really like. And there's another linebacker I'm almost certain we can steal in the 6th or 7th round even because of injury history. But he was a ridiculously impactful player at the Senior Bowl. Okay, so now that we got 2 linebackers I think we can get, I don't want to force a linebacker here. Although I do like these 2 guys, I think we need to go Swinson edge. That's just that's my thought process. That's where I'm going. That in terms of
I'm all for adding more pass rushers for sure. I just know at this point the depth becomes an issue and how many reps is this kid going to get, and depth in interior I think is maybe even more of a glaring issue if we're talking about line play. Obviously linebacker we know is a problem. We just addressed corner. Safety also is probably be in the discussion here. And again, I don't think receivers out of the question. And kicker, because we all know how much our general manager loves looking at kickers in the 2nd round. No, we didn't forget.
I mean, we just got a punter.
We just got all these names. Names. People just add names now. They're just yelling names that are on the screen. Just to yell names. Now they want us to get the Stewart out of Michigan.
Yeah, Izzy, you're the perfect person. Jack Sawyer, okay? Jack Sawyer. Tell us about this guy. Why has his stock dropped since the championship game? What's going on with this kid?
I don't think he had a good day at the draft. I mean, he was pretty, from my end, I think he was just about average at best. 40 time wasn't what it was supposed to be. I think his pro day is going to be a little bit more competent. I think is going to help him boost his stock. A lot of people are saying that he could be a 1st round pick. He has that 1st round pick potential. I see him probably going round 2. I don't see him going later than that. If he does drop to either late 2, early 3, that could be something to keep an eye on. Now, granted, like he does have that ability to bull rush. He does have the ability to bend the corner, actually get around the O-line, get around his.
I don't like him.
You may not like him, but he has that ability to be lanky, to have that bend and to get that extra push.
Right now at the poll, 2 minutes in, Swinson is 38%.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
Okay, well, I think the tribe has spoken.
So we're gonna go Swinson,
and somebody else sent in the chat too. It's from here on down. That is it. There are no other edge guys worth a damn, in my opinion. If you're drafting him, you're just drafting him to draft him. This kid's right on the edge of saying that as well. But we didn't get that guy in the 1st round.
Take Swinson. Let's hope that Levante comes back for another 2-3 years.
We can still draft a linebacker in this draft.
14th year. Let's just bank on that guy never leaving.
I agree. I mean, should I let this play out? I'm gonna give this vote 2 more minutes, okay? Plus says I'm wrong. that there are other edge rushers in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th round that are worth a damn. He likes Stewart out of Michigan. Okay, is he going to be there at 84? Probably not. Plus, who else? Who else? Honestly, I'd like a guy that could come in and impact not the rotation. I don't know what Chris Braswell is going to do. I didn't see enough of him from last year to say, yeah, we're going to just go ahead and lean on that. Again, that guy was a little light in the ass. I don't like that.
Well, JTS is gone. This guy's, rookies don't necessarily hit the ground running at that position, especially when you're in a rotation like he is. And so we just don't know what we're going to see. He's got a new coach. So maybe that makes some difference as well.
Hey, Bucs by 30. How did CP Jr. become CP4? Because his dad is CP3. Okay? That's how. I mean, fucking dumb. Don't you watch Star Trek or whatever? Don't you guys have a guy named SP4 or 5 or 3 or something?
That's C3PO.
That's C3PO.
Yeah, same shit. All right. What's his dad's name?
See, he's a droid.
CP4.
I thought it was a guy. I never watched it. Star Trek. Sorry, my bad, guys. Okay?
Star Wars.
You know what? Listen, I like Chris Paul Jr. Okay, I'm gonna reach for him. He's not gonna be there at 84. We don't have a trade option. Fuck it. I'm going CP4. Okay, you guys down with this stink?
Doesn't
CP4
matter what anybody says.
Is a bust.
I'll take it. Let's
do it.
It's in a position.
Hey.
I like it.
Terrible OMG. I like CP4, but Plus did say that was a home run hit.
So Sammer basically said, "Let's hear what you guys have to say," and then he's like,
"I needed them to prove me. I need to know what not to do. You never follow the people, Stank. Any good leader knows that. You tell the people what to do. Okay, you make the decision for them, and you make them swallow it, accept it, or keep fucking."
Sammer, I want you to agree to something right here, live in front of millions of people. If and when C4PO becomes a fucking Buccaneer. C4PO becomes a Buccaneer, you have to binge watch every Star Wars.
Never.
Hell yes.
I'll fall asleep in the first 2 minutes of that nonsense. No thanks.
So Retro Vega Gaming said that was a reach, but Plus is saying great pick. I'm gonna go with Plus on this one.
Plus says you all are doing a great. After bitching for 10 minutes, then you come to the right conclusion. Listen, Plus, it's a process, all right? You got to trust the process. I got to take Stank from one point all the way, like it's the Oregon Trail. Every single
Plus,
pick. Okay?
Plus, do you know how much tape we've broken on these guys?
Unbelievable.
Do you know how many hours we haven't watched any of these players? Grinding. I'm talking about grinding no tape. Do you know?
I have PFF stuff memorized.
Yeah, don't be critical. I watched Trevor's stupid podcast. That's about it. That's all the homework I do.
Wow.
That's it. And the other guy who's more handsome.
Hey, look at that. The other edge rusher, Josiah's gone. Stewart's gone, just like I said. And here we are. Jalen Milroe somehow, Jalen Milroe is now a Pittsburgh Steeler. That might be a good pick. Might be a good pick.
Might be.
Actually, probably not, because he can't fucking throw a ball. But now here we are. Okay. This is a very weird spot in this draft. Okay. We're at 84. All right.
Weird spot because I don't know any of these people.
Nah. So I like Tate Rutledge. Okay. Tackle out of Georgia. I don't think I want to go that route, though. Right now, we made a corner and a linebacker. Okay. We got to get somebody in, I think, about time. Try to get some corners added a little bit more. I think they're going to double dip here. I really do think that. They're in a weird spot.
Safety and interior line too, please.
They're in a weird spot because the guys are kind of in between the 84th and 121st spot, but you can't really wait till 121 on most of these corners that I like. Not crazy about these safeties at the top here. Jordan Phillips, defensive lineman, Stank. Compact, powerful defensive lineman. Less than ideal length, but enough strength to make up for it. While he's unlikely to be a regular pass rush contributor, he can serve as a rock-solid interior presence with enough power to contribute to any defensive front. Maybe. If you like big guys, 320 pounds, 6'3". Maybe Logan Hall's on the way out. Need a big body in there. And we got the safety out of Penn State.
We just drafted CP3, CP4. Now everybody's asking for Kobe Bryant. Let's look at this guy. Okay,
that's the guy I like. That's the guy I want.
That's Kobe NBA draft. All of a sudden, let's just take all the NBA games.
No, I like Kobe Bryant. I think the Bucs like Kobe Bryant. I'm pretty sure Kobe Bryant also likes the Bucs. So this is what I said. He's in that weird spot where he's kind of like, that 108, 114th spot. We're between 84 and 121. If you like the guy, you like the guy, though, right? There's a trade down option, though. There's 2 trade downs that we're going to go down to 108 and 128. Las Vegas Raiders, okay? Our old friend, okay? John Spytek just gave us a call. Says, hey, guys, I want to move you guys down to 108 from 84. What do we got to do to make that happen?
No way.
That's a tough plunge.
84.
That's
what else? What is he? What's he trying to give us?
I don't think he has enough picks to make it happen. That's
what's he trying to give us? Spytek, what are you trying to give us, man? Do we know? Can we see?
We don't know. They want the pick. So we got to
108 to 84.
We can't see what they're offering?
No, that's not how it works. They just want the pick. That's what it tells you. And so we can go 108 and 180. We get a pick between 157 and 235, which is, deserted for us. But then we move down.
Plus, let's take Jameis Winston Jr. He would be a great fit, but we don't know about him. Or go with Rutledge or interior D-line guy.
The problem with this kid is that he's coming off injury, but he's athletic as fuck. He does everything he's supposed to do. He's first-round talent, apparently. But he hasn't really, his tape is from 2023. So did the Bucs take that reach here in the third round?
The last time we drafted a guy who took a year off due to whatever.
JTS.
That was JTS. It just didn't turn out well for us. I am leaning towards getting some beef on this team, man. All right. I feel like we need some beef in the middle. And if I have to look,
you want that big kid.
I want Jordan Phillips, bro. Jordan, it's still a basketball name since you guys really want basketball guys. A pretty good guy too, from what I remember.
I'm with you, Stank. I'm like you, man. I think we've gone far too long in this draft to not have added somebody in the trenches in some fashion or another, man. I think we could go with that Tate kid out of Georgia, but right now I think we need Jordan Phillips.
Yeah, bro. Listen, I'm not. So far, we've delivered not enough beef for me. You guys might like long and whatnot, and you might like speed and athleticism. I need girth and beef. So that's my choice.
I kind of like that Jordan Phillips pick.
Yeah. Only 10 hurries, okay? Only 10 hurries from this kid.
Sean Ray says, my dog begging for beef. Yeah, I am.
So don't expect him to add much to the pass.
Did you see what happened to this defense when Cansey and Vita, when Greg Gaines? You really want Greg Gaines back in this? I know he's back, but you want to see him a lot? No,
he just signed.
But here's the thing too, with this kid, you can afford Vita to come off the field the way Todd Bowles likes his guys to come off the field and rotate. Now you can put in a fucking plug. Okay, this guy is a plug. We're talking, what is it? 6'3", 320 pounds. That is a plug of a football player.
Yes.
And he's from Florida. Okay, standout weightlifter. I mean, yeah, that's all you need right there. Wrestlers and weightlifters, add them in the trenches all day long. Jordan Phillips, welcome to
Jordan
Tampa.
Phillips is a pick.
Hell yeah.
Let's go, baby.
Somebody from Bucs Germany or somebody is making that pick, and they're excited about it. They're speaking a language none of us know. But we're happy they made the
pick. Winston Jr. would be awesome. I agree, but you know what? We need guys that add that plug girth. Just that.
How many interceptions is this Winston throw?
None.
No
interceptions.
0.
Damn, we might have made the wrong pick. Might have made the wrong pick.
Cecil Deion Walker is bigger. You're right.
But you know what, Sammer? I just realized you started the show talking about Hassan Reddick, and we did a whole show talking about Levante David's back and Chris Godwin. But we should have recorded a show Thursday. You and I talked about this. It was going to be 1 full hour talking about the biggest signing of the offseason. Yeah. Right? Nobody here has mentioned it yet. Right? We know Jason Light's the GOAT, but not one person's given us any credit for bringing back Kyle Trask, KT2.
That's her dog.
No, absolutely. See, my dog, big Trask fan. She loves some Kyle Trask.
The first quarterback the Buccaneers have drafted that has signed a back-to-back.
That's actually a lie. That's actually a lie.
I saw that floating around, and I was like, "Really?"
Yeah,
Chris Sims, and then Sean King, and then him.
I started that rumor.
Best thing about Phillips is he's 20 years old. Look, Pless likes him young, and you know what?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey, yo.
Can't believe you said that, dude. Holy shit.
Wow. You know how many years you got with that guy?
About four picks before
I love you, Pless.
4 picks before our pick, Kobe Bryant goes to the Indianapolis Colts. His running mate, Mello Dotson, okay, available. I don't know if he met with the Bucs, but this guy played opposite of this kid. So if the other guy was so good, this guy got a lot of playing time. He got a lot of balls thrown his way, and I believe he held his own. Is he as good as Kobe Bryant? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Not very sticky. Feel that PFF says
Is
he's
this for real?
a
This
rotational.
dude's name is Mello.
Mello Dotson.
Mello,
Yeah,
we got Jordan, we got CP3.
got a whole NBA draft going on.
Bro,
I like
3 to the dome.
I like Noel Williams. I gave him a lot of shit during the combine for his really slow for a corner 40 time, but everything else about him screams Todd Bowles corner. Press man cornerback, who I think the Bucs actually do want to run more of. They just can't because they don't have enough pass rush. He can play man heavy. I'd like this kid, and he's big, 6'1", 200 pounds. I mean, the only thing I don't like about him, Stank, is his hips, and his hips remind me of Jamel Dean. And then I don't like those non-fluid hips. Hips are important, Stank.
Yeah,
He can't flip his hips that quickly.
We're talking about length. We're talking about girth, but hips are important too, man. Hips are a big deal. I like Zy Alexander.
That's why I married two Latin women, bro. Because if you don't have good hips, what are you doing? It's a waste of time, in my opinion. Can we look at other positions? I like defense. I'm glad we're adding just defense. I don't want to ignore the receiver position because I want to see what's available there. Maybe it's nobody. I don't know. Can you
Hey, plus really quick while I do that. Do you like Mello over the kid out of California, Noel, or is it more, or is it the other way around? Let's see. All right, Stank. Let's look at these other guys. Let's look at edge rush.
Plus says perfect cover 3 corner, really good in zone.
Yeah, but I don't know who he's talking about.
He likes Oli. Somebody else pronounce that.
No.
Oli Wafemi.
Oh, Oladejo.
Yeah. He said if he's there, you got to take him.
Only
wide receivers week this year. I'd still want to see what receivers are available. What's crazy? It's crazy to me because college football, it just seems to just be churning out receivers. I'm surprised that we have a down year because it just seems like every year is receivers.
I agree with Plus, by the way, on that kid at UCLA. I've seen other people say the same thing about him being pretty damn good.
Wide receiver is weak this year. Noel is a better fit.
I'm telling you, Noel has Todd Bowles written all over him. Would you go that, or would you go an edge rusher? I feel like they're going to have to double dip at corner.
Yeah, is Nick Nash
Nick Nash paddywhack?
That's later on. I think Nick Nash is that guy.
Can we see? Because you still haven't organized it, so I can see what receivers are available here.
You just want wide receivers here? I'll just give you wide receivers.
Let's see what receivers are out there.
All right, Nick Nash right there.
Torrey Holt.
All right, no, Torrey Horton. Okay,
we got Torrey Horton.
Nick Nash. Okay, Steve Nash's son. So there's another NBA pick. Nick Nash, paddywhack. Give my dog the ball. Okay, this kid is a dog.
He is.
But I still think we need another corner.
Pat Bryant. Okay, you got two good NBA names there. Pat Riley, Kobe Bryant.
Mixed together. We got another Kobe on there.
Kobe
Hudson. Okay.
You got Steve Nash's son.
We got a guy here whose dad is kind of hanging out in the White House every day. Isaac Tesla. With capital S for some reason in the middle of that name with 2 A's. Very odd spelling, but maybe he's trying to, be on the radar.
Okies really loves him some Kyle Williams.
This has quickly turned into a nonsense draft, but it's a really fucking good draft at the same time.
When have we ever had a nonsense draft?
This has been a pretty good draft, though. Listen, I like Nick Nash, paddywhack, give my dog the ball, but I like that kid out of Cal as a corner. I think he comes in, he competes also. He's going to be, you saw it, man. These guys are going to be hitting the field. I'd rather these guys hit the field than Thunderbird and Josh Hayes and guys of that sort. Even that kid out of Detroit that we signed, that kid's a 4 or 5 guy, like Pless mentioned earlier. Like, he's not a starter in corner. We're building depth here. I like that kid out of California, Stank.
Yeah. Just so you know, I'm only going on names I like right now. That's it. No, it's just about the name for me right now. And, my parents were hippies and my mom was an energy person. And so going off names isn't always the wrong way to evaluate a player.
You're wrong.
I know position of need. So
I think we go corner here. I think we double dip. It's time. This is a good pick. If Kobe Bryant was there, he would have been the pick. So with that same mentality, Noel Williams, I think, is a good guy to add to this defense. California, dude. No, Mello is the guy from Kansas. I like Noel more than him, though. Mello, if you compare him size-wise, 6'1", 190.
Noel?
It's Noel. It looks like Noel, okay? Nohl. and then 6'1", 200. So not that far off. I'm going with this kid though, man. You guys down with this? You guys agree?
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
you. Is he not so much you? Probably.
I don't agree, but go ahead and make the pick.
Well, who okay, go ahead. Make your case.
I don't have anybody else. I don't have anybody else.
All right, we're going with it. I think that's a good pick. I think he's a starter by the end of the year, possibly, if we hadn't taken that Will Johnson kid. But we'll see.
There goes Melo. There goes the Oli guy that
we didn't make any trades today. I noticed.
No, this is a tradeless draft.
I think they do make a trade at some point. I really like that kid out of Miami, by the way, Burrow Jr. He just went. All right, Stank. We've covered corner twice. Got linebacker, D-line. No edges. Okay, no edges so far. So I'm gonna sift to show them. You want to see wide receivers here? I think you seem to say you want wide receivers for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Interior offensive lineman, and let's throw in safety. Fuck it.
I mean, Nick Nash is there. What are we even talking about? What the fuck are we even talking about right now?
We only got 2 picks here, okay? Got
Run
2 picks
the card up, bro. Although Upton Stout is a phenomenal name.
Not happening. I don't think that'll be the pick at all. Bucs did meet with this Jonah kid. He plays center, I believe. No, I guess he's only a center.
Any trade offers? Can we pick up a 6th here?
They want us to move all the way down to 205. No thanks.
That's a lot of movement there.
A lot of corners and running backs available here.
We already drafted 2 corners. Can we show everybody who we drafted? Everybody who's tuning in late, can you show them the haul so far?
It's right there.
Bam. 2 corners, an off the ball linebacker, and an interior defensive lineman. No safeties, no receivers, no edge rushers.
No, hasn't played out that way, unfortunately. So I like the Jonah kid. I don't know how much of a fit he is. They definitely, this Jackson Slater kid feels like a pick that Jason Light.
Feels like a Jason Light pick because that's whatever that logo is. Nobody ever knows. And so,
Sacramento State.
Yeah, I mean this kid is
the Hornets.
Is he a tackle that we can convert to guard?
He's a guard.
He's a guard.
Don't want him because we don't draft guards. We only draft tackles that we can convert to guards.
Stank.
We don't draft guards.
Hold on. Let me tell you something. Okay, 3 hits, 11 hurries, 2 sacks his first year. Second year, 0 sacks, 1 hit, 9 hurries. Third year, 0 sacks, 0 hits, 3 hurries.
Yeah, bro. He plays for whatever school that is.
I get it. I get it.
Mocking?
But Ali Marpet was dominant in college too. Similar style. This just screams Jason Light, dude.
Can we talk about how Ali Marpet kind of says back a little bit? That retirement.
He did fuck us up, didn't he?
Nobody, we didn't expect that, right? Ali should still be on this football team.
He should
be now.
He should be apologizing publicly every time he runs into a Bucs fan. Honestly,
first of all, doesn't look right anymore. Like I hate when offensive linemen lose weight and get healthy. I cannot stand it. I want you to be unhealthy and big your whole life because you just don't look right.
Jigo wants to know what is the point of a mock draft? Serious inquiry. I mean, what do you mean? What's the point of a mock draft?
Who asked that question?
Some guy wants to know why we're out here mocking up a draft to give Jason Light notes. I mean, what do you think? This is we're obviously undercover.
Are you new here, bro? First of all, you can tell a newer fan, right? Because you don't understand the struggle that it was to be a Bucs fan. You're just spoiled with all of the success and all the winning we've been doing lately. That you didn't do mock drafts starting in, I don't know what, September. You didn't start doing mock drafts because the season was already over with, right? October, you'd already ran multiple mock drafts. November, bro, you've already had 100 mock drafts. Why do you think so many draft dudes come out of Tampa? Because all we had to do growing up was look at who's going to come save us next. And I used to invest my time, but I'm spoiled just like you. Now I don't care anymore.
Plus,
I don't know any of these people.
Plus, at this spot, you like this Miles Frazier kid more than this Jackson Slater kid. Also, plus, you could have come on the show. He said no thanks. So it's kind of fucked up that you're just doing this in the chat. So fuck you.
Jigo thought we were upset, Sammer.
Yeah, he thought we were upset.
He thought we were upset. That's cute.
Stank, let's check out defensive line. Okay, there's a kid here who did meet. Hey, listen, we went girthy earlier, but I got to mention Tonka Hemingway. Okay, cool ass name. One.
Tonka.
Met with the Bucs. Okay, he met with the Bucs. 6'3", 288, a little light, but the dude, it's a good player. I think he's a good player. Does a little bit of everything. 19 hurries from that inside spot, 5 sacks, 5 hits. Pretty good. Pretty good piece at that spot, but we already went D-line. So kind of doesn't make much sense to go this route. I'm curious, though, what Pless thinks about Miles Frazier versus the other kid. He doesn't have an answer. That's what it is.
I mean, this is an exercise in futility. We already know who we're taking with this pick. We spent 10 minutes discussing all these other players, but Nick Nash, Paddywhack, give my dog the ball is going to be the pick. I say you run the card up.
I don't know,
and we get to our final pick here, dude.
I don't know, man.
No?
I don't know. I think there's always an offensive line pick.
He said Slater is the AC Slater, easy choice. Run the card up.
Yeah,
Jackson Slater. Yeah, that's what I was saying. This feels like the pick. All right, I think we have to do this.
Cody Mock came from a small. He came from.
But you took him? Oh my god!
Yeah,
you left our boy on the board. That's crazy.
Nick Nash, Paddywhack, give my dog the ball. He's probably going to be an undrafted free agent.
Can he please fall to us in the 7th?
We're going to find out.
AC Slater was a beast for Bayside, bro. That dude, you don't want to wrestle that guy, bro. All right.
Right? Anybody who goes into any establishment immediately turns that chair around, hat backwards, and sits like that, you don't fuck with those dudes.
You don't fuck with that guy, bro.
You just don't fuck.
You don't go in to get your milkshake, right, and see a dude wearing a leotard from wrestling practice in there. You don't fuck with that guy. Everybody knows that, especially if there's any kind of cauliflower action. You don't fuck with a guy like that. AC Slater, still, by the way, still doing it somehow.
I don't know if Nick Nash is here.
He's not, because you slept on him.
He's gone.
Who are these guys?
Who are these guys? This is the guy that I want. Okay, this is the guy right here, Nicholas Martin, linebacker, Oklahoma State. I mention him every time we've talked about the draft. Okay.
Yep.
Dude had a Senior Bowl. He's just a dog, and he's got a chip on his shoulder. I think he's an absolute steal here. Probably might go undrafted, honestly. So this is the last pick on 235, 7th round. This is just a guy you grab and hope it pans out. This guy here would be a guy that I think I would absolutely bet on. You go 2 corners, 2 linebackers, a guard, and a fat motherfucker in Jordan Phillips inside. I mean, this feels like the right pick. But I could be wrong. So I'm going to let you guys help us out. Stank, you know nothing about any of these guys. Plus does. So that's my pick. That's who I would go with. I'm going to clear the board here so that you guys can see the rest.
Teddy Buchanan, everybody seems to be, chomping at the bit to get another Cal defender. That would be 2.
I don't know much about this kid, honestly. 6'2", 235, senior. I mean, got good numbers PFF-wise, but that doesn't tell you the whole story.
What's his RAS score? Does it say it on here?
It was even at the combine. Was he even a combine kid? We didn't look at tight end. We didn't really do much of safety.
Dude, you know what would be kind of legendary? If we draft Graham Mertz, right? And then we've got 2 Gator quarterbacks sitting back there, Trask and Mertz, competing for QB4, since this other guy we have on the roster supposedly is already potentially QB2. Anybody hear about that? No?
We're already at an hour into this thing. 58 minutes in. All right. Somehow.
Thank you.
Those of you who don't know, Loose Cannons Vixen is our chat moderator, but also our newest intern. You guys are going to meet her soon, visually and audibly. Is that how you say that, Stank?
Teddy Buchanan, easy pick. Plus says run the card up. I'm going to go with Plus because
that's why I mean, it's between I just like that kid, Martin, because he did shine, chip on the shoulder, the whole thing, that mentality that we seem to gravitate towards. But
do me a favor.
This Buchanan kid's not been here every single time.
Ask Jason Light, text him real quick. Which one do you take real quick? Out of these 2, they're available. Give him the scenario. 7th round. Buchanan's available. Your guy's available. Let's see what he says. Bro, if he texts you back. If he texts you back, you can't say
wild.
You can't tell anybody, obviously.
He's gonna be like, "Why are you asking this question?"
Listen, we got a guy named Oronde Gadsden on there. It's very close to Ronde name. Just threw an O in the front. Since again, I'm only going based off of names that I like or sound familiar, or our basketball.
You're terrible at this. You're terrible at this. This is just nonsense.
I don't even
think
watch college football very much.
This is a good draft, though. Hey, we've been fucking around, but this is actually a really good draft.
Yeah.
So Plus says
really
that the
Will
Rats.
Johnson,
So Plus is saying that his RAS score, I believe this is for Buchanan, the RAS score was over 9.
9 out of what? 9 out of 100? That's
10.
not very good.
Out of 10.
Oh, 9 out of 10. That's good.
Are you an
10.
idiot?
RAS is 9.77.
All right, Teddy Buchanan, you guys have swayed me. All right, we're getting 2 Cal defenders in a 3-pick scenario here.
Wait, Simmer, can we talk about how he spells Teddy first?
Yeah, I was going to say that is
Teddy.
a reason. That is a reason for me to draft him. The dude doesn't give a fuck about society's norms. Okay, he just wants his name to be spelled a different way. He wants to stand out in a crowded world. Okay, and is it Teddy or is it Teddy?
It's Teddy.
Teddy.
Teddy. We're just screaming that throughout the entire stadium when he makes the tackle.
You know, he's got the word Buck in his name. Could be meaningful.
Buchanan. Yeah.
Ted Yeet.
It's not like anybody on Buck's Twitter would spell any part of his name correctly, whether it's first or last name. They're going to put a K in there somehow.
Butcher the shit out of that one.
Yeah. And put an I in Teddy at some point. It's going to be
You still can't spell Ronnie Barber's name. Yeah, he's Hall of Famer, and you still can't spell his name right. So
No, can't do it. Simeon. You ever seen people try to spell Simeon? I mean,
Simon.
Yeah, Simon Rice apparently played for the Bucs. All right, let's go. You guys have convinced me. We're going to go with Ted Yee.
Kenny Logan says Buchanan. We've got a lot of Ted Yee fans in the chat. So
a lot of people like Ted Yee. Ted Yee, you're a Buck, okay?
You're a Buchanan.
Look at this absolute draft. Look at this haul.
Yeet.
Okay, we're going to get graded by PFF, who's going to laugh at us for taking Jackson Slater so early. But you know what? We like a guy, we go get a guy. That's how we operate in this front office.
We got Will Johnson at 19.
I mean, they got A+ in that, right? Chris Paul Jr. got a D+ for that. Not sure why.
Oh, that's boo.
Wow.
Not sure why.
F for
Jackson Slater got an F on that pick. What the heck?
That's not my fault.
We love that guy. Doesn't matter. We love him. We go and get him. Okay. We don't have undrafted free agency in this mock machine. So maybe you guys should add that part, PFF. Okay. We've been featuring your product now for 2 years. How about you throw in a undrafted free agent section of this mock machine? That would be fucking awesome. Give us 3 guys that we can add from the undrafted free agent pool after the fact, and then let us get a grid on our haul. Because guess what? Jackson Slater would be one of those guys. I think this is a great draft. All right, so we go
bottom
cornerback.
28 of Bucs drafts. Really?
Absolutely terrible.
Bottom 28. Yikes.
But you know what? That means it's a great draft because PFF doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about. I just gave them a lot of credit and then took it all away. All right, first round we go cornerback Will Johnson. Guy's got length. Okay, he's got lean. Length on a Johnson is a win. They gave us an A+ for that. Chris Paul Jr. Linebacker comes in day 1. You will never, ever, ever think of KJ Britt again after you see Chris Paul Jr. or CP4 as we've coined him hit the Bucs field.
C4PO. Hello.
Okay, whatever. Then we go Jordan Phillips in round 3. Big, meaty piece of human being just in the middle there to help Vita Vea catch his breath a little bit. And we hopefully not see any more Greg Gaines. Okay, I know Plus loves Greg Gaines. Fuck Greg Gaines. All right. And the 4th round, we go back to the corner position. We get a kid, Noel Williams, who doesn't know how to spell. A lot of kids on this roster, on this draft, can't spell their names. This is one of them. Corner, absolutely screams Todd Bowles style corner. We grab that guy. Then we get the F-graded Jackson Slater out of Sacramento fucking State guard, who's going to be an absolute menace at the Pro Bowl. Okay, multiple times. We're going to go back to Cal for a kid who also can't spell his name, but has the name Buck in it. Ted Yee Buchanan is a linebacker in our 7th round pick. I think we did a fucking great job. All right. Now, a lot of you guys probably disagree.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, if you like offense, you're going to hate this draft. We didn't really even draft anything on the offense side of the ball, but we didn't need to because we were top 5 offense last year, and we're returning. Guy probably would have been a top 3 receiver had he not been injured. He should have been on the field. Had not gotten injured last year. So, here we are. I like it. I didn't envision this draft falling this way. I didn't envision a guy like Will Johnson being there. We got a position of need. Chris Paul, a fan favorite here. and and some beef. Everything else, some more depth at corner, a guard nobody knows about. Jason Light's happy. At least we got him a guy he likes. And then Teddy Buchanan, a guy with a 9.77 RAS score. So you just, maybe develop this kid.
I mean, if anything, he's going to be a special teams monster. Okay.
Yeah.
About time he gets some forced fumbles on those punts. And hey, what did I say to you guys when we were going to take that Swinson kid at LSU? If we don't take him, not going to be edges available to us that are worth a damn. And guess what? It played out that way. We did not get an edge rusher in this draft, which is crazy considering it is circled on team needs on the graphic here to your left of the screen. Edge at the top of team needs and circled. It's got 3 arrows on it. I mean, we somehow didn't get this guy. But you know what? We did get Hassan Reddick, and maybe that coupled with Yaya Diaby having a real coach, learning from a guy like Hassan Reddick as well. Obviously, Chris Braswell getting more playing time now with JTS gone. Maybe that ties us over for one more offseason to where maybe it won't be such a big need, but it'll still be a need. And you never know. There's still going to be some guys out there after the draft, guys getting cut. I don't know if that kid from New York, that edge rusher, is signed with anybody. I could be wrong. I haven't paid attention to free agency
did today.
Okay, he just did today. All right,
They signed with the Eagles.
There you go. So I think you can never have too many of those guys. I don't see a scenario in which the Bucs don't go edge in this draft in some way or another. Maybe they move up and get a guy. We didn't do that today. Didn't have an opportunity to. So this is how it played out. If you guys don't like our picks, let us know in the comment section after the show. Not in the chat. Let us know in the comment section.
Let us know where we went wrong so that we can laugh at you when the draft goes exactly like this.
Exactly like this.
All 6 picks, bank it. If there's, I'm sure DraftKings, you can actually probably put this draft in right now and make some money. I'm not telling you to do this. Please don't actually. But if you do, you can laugh all the way to the bank like we're going to when we hit 100 out of 100 correct, 100% correct, which has never been done before. But I'm calling my shot with this draft, or maybe another one that we do.
Yeah, we'll probably do another couple probably. But yeah, let us know in the comment section what you would have done differently, what you liked, what you didn't like, and I don't know if they let you, but maybe go ahead and share what you could have done with the picks based on what you saw, because you guys saw the board, you guys walked through it with us. It was live. This is not pre-recorded, obviously. So in the meantime, if you guys enjoyed this nonsense, hit the like button. And if you are new to the show and you're like, God damn, this is an amazing amazing podcast, I'm going to absolutely smash that subscribe button. You definitely should do that. You definitely should do that. And at the end of this week, I believe we're going to have some really cool news we're going to announce. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah. Hey, Izzy, any parting words for the crew, for the chat room, anything you want to say? All right.
One hell of a...
That was awesome. Way to go.
Yeah, let's go.
This is a great mock
go.
draft. Great mock draft 2.0 for the Loose Cannons front office. Okay.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, this was awesome. We'll see you guys maybe Thursday. I think we do owe you guys a really funny, unnecessary show, Stank. We're still compiling the photos that we need to do to pull that off, but I think we should do that on Thursday. And next Monday, we'll come back. We'll do another Monday mock draft. Why not? And we'll try to get Trevor Sikkema of PFF to join us so that we can get a little bit more insight to some of these picks, and maybe he's going to steer us one way or the other. Who knows? No, Izzy, you don't get to speak anymore on this show. It's my show, not your show. You're an intern, okay? You don't speak unless spoken to most of the time, okay? Is there a super chat?
Apparently someone called me a clown.
Oh, no. Dude, listen.
Wow.
Let that clown intern talk.
MK, that's disrespectful, MK.
That's fucked up. I bet you if I offered MK the opportunity to be an intern, he would say, MK, do you want to be an intern for Loose Cannons podcast?
He didn't answer quick enough either. See, that's a good intern.
That's a good intern.
Don't say anything.
All right, guys. We'll see you guys probably in this week, Thursday. Definitely not Wednesday. And next Monday, too. So go Bucs.
Peace.
It's kickoff, set it off. Go to Vegas, bet it all. Put it on the Bucs win, whoever they gon' play gon' fall. Don't say I ain't told y'all. Loose cannons gon' fold y'all. Yeah, the Heat be 9-3, but it gets real cold in the fall. That's when the season start. Bucs come in 40 hard. Win after win, ripping the division apart. Panthers, they pussycat.